ठीक है.
Today we are going to talk about very important and neglected problem, that is fatty liver. Hello everyone, I am Anupreksha Rastogi, a non-diet dietitian, certified diabetes educator, founder of Swagon Nutrition and Wellness. And today we have Dr. Kanika Narang with us, who is a physician. We're going to cover what is fatty liver, what is the actual treatment, and how, and most importantly, how can we manage it with our diet itself. So stay tuned till the end. Do write all your queries into the comment box and press the bell icon too to get all the nutrition and wellness updates. So coming back to our topic, well, liver is a natural detoxifying organ of our body, and it aids in digestion of fats with the help of bile juice. So it helps and it plays a very important role in our body. Fatty liver is of two types basically, alcoholic fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver. But these days, people are more prone to non-alcoholic fatty liver, and the main cause of it is unhealthy eating habits. However, fatty liver occurs when too much fat builds up in the liver cells, although it is a normal way that we do have that fat cells, and it is there in our body it's also. But liver also does have fatty cells also, and you can say if this percentage of fat cells it increases by 5%, then it is considered to be as fatty liver as well. And it starts by the time if it starts depositing slowly and steadily, when the fat cells increases, it starts hampering the functions of the liver also, and its severity increases again if it is left untreated. So Dr. Kanika, please throw some light actually over its key. How can we manage? What are the things that we need to take care of? Over to you, Dr. Kanika.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kanika, and right now we are discussing an important topic, that's the fatty liver. I'll be laying a focus on non-alcoholic fatty liver, because alcoholic fatty liver we all know is because of alcohol, and to treat it we need to stop drinking alcohol. So that is very clear cut, everybody knows it. But the problem we are dealing these days now is a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It is becoming more common as alcohol is taking a back seat. Non-alcoholic fatty liver is becoming the major cause of chronic liver disease, with treatment of hepatitis viruses being available worldwide. We generally, when we get an ultrasound done for any other problem in the OPD or in the emergency, we just see it's written grade 1, grade 2 fatty liver, grade 3 fatty liver, right? And people tend to ignore it. It talks of fatty liver hai, wo to pehle bhi tha, usme to kuch nahi karna hai. So it's a neglected problem, but it can lead to complications then which are not treatable. So we should take control of this illness in the budding stage itself before it expands and involves all of the liver. Fatty liver, as Dr. Anupreksha already highlighted, is basically the increased percentage of fat cells in your liver. Liver normally also contains fat cells, but when the percentage is increased, then it is known as fatty liver. Fatty liver disease is basically a first stage of fat deposition, which can progress on to fatty NASH, basically non-alcoholic steatohepatitis or hepatitis stage, and then it can go on to cirrhosis as well as chronic liver disease. And in patients with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, there are also chances of hepatocellular carcinoma without underlying cirrhosis. So NAFLD is an important cause of fatty liver disease, and the good part is it is a reversible disease if we diagnose it and treat it early. So the most important part of treatment is diet. 90% of the cause as well as the treatment of fatty liver disease is diet, and it is among the most neglected things. What normally we physicians do is we tell the patient aapne tala hua nahi khana hai, aapne fatty cheezein nahi khani hai, and that's what people conceive it to be. But fatty liver requires more than just not eating fats. Sugars are also important in the etiology or etiopathogenesis of fatty liver disease, and a balanced intake of fiber, fruit, vegetables, carbohydrates, proteins, all of it is required. So once you're diagnosed with fatty liver, don't ignore fatty liver disease. It can in India, obesity is definitely obesity, diabetes, and lipid abnormalities. जिसको आप कहते हैं cholesterol बढ़ा है. These are the most common causes we have for fatty liver disease, which are not related to alcohol. So obesity we understand, diabetes we understand, dyslipidemia is something which can be treated easily, right? So we should try and find the cause. And in India, among 10% patients, they have a normal body weight, though they have a visceral fat distribution. So anybody who's lean also can have a fatty liver. Fatty liver is not something limited to only people who you see, who seem obese to you, who you feel are fatty. But it can also be seen in patients who have a normal BMI. They may have an increased visceral fat concentration, and it is not good for anybody to have those refined carbohydrates. Even if you are lean, even if you are exercising, you can't compensate it that with any form of medicine until unless you correct your diet. We call take your diet as your medicine, or you'll have to take medicines as your diet. This is true with all the metabolic disorders. This is true with diabetes, this is true with hypertension, this is true with fatty liver disease, this is true with insulin resistance, this is true with PCOS, hypothyroid, everything. So diet is an important management part of fatty liver disease. As far as medicines are concerned, we have certain medications which are now available. Vitamin E has shown to be a good role in fatty liver disease. Then control of diabetes, gliptins, sitagliptin, vildagliptin, they have shown to be beneficial in fatty liver disease. But above all, it is the lifestyle modifications and the diet of the patient, which is the most important consequence of therapy. So part 1, 90% is the dietitian's forte to control fatty liver disease. Now, how important it is to stop fatty liver at the stage of fatty liver, and how important it is to diagnose if that fatty liver is associated with non-alcoholic steatohepatitis or NASH. If one is diagnosed with a fatty liver, or one who has risk factors, one who has diabetes, one who is obese, one who has hypertension, who has a history of dyslipidemia, who has a family history of chronic liver disease, that person should get his LFTs or the liver function tests done. His liver function tests, we look at the liver enzymes, the AST and ALT. Once they are raised and there is no other cause for that, we have ruled out a hepatitis, we have ruled out alcohol, then it is most likely linked to your fatty liver disease, that is non-alcoholic metabolic fatty liver disease. So once you have increased enzymes, those enzymes should be monitored, lifestyle modification should be incorporated, and if that is, and we now have a new modality which is available to us, that is elastography of liver, or fibroscan, what it is normally known as. So once you have a fatty liver disease, do not ignore it. Get your LFTs done. If your OTPTs are raised, then start immediately your lifestyle modifications. Start monitor your blood sugars, get your lipid profiles done, and make the diet changes required, and monitor it every 3 monthly. And if they are persistently high, then we advise is to go for elastography, which is now a non-invasive test which is available to us. Earlier, if we had to diagnose or we had to differentiate between a fatty liver disease and a hepatitis, what test we had was a liver biopsy. A liver biopsy is definitely an invasive test. It is painful for the patient to get it done. It requires admission. It has its complications of on its own. Though it still stays the gold standard for diagnosis, but yet a non-invasive test, just like a simple elastography, it is similar to a sonography which is done. It is available to us, and it can tell us about the degree of fibrosis and cirrhosis if present in the liver, and can guide us to further therapy. So my sincere advice would be stay healthy, eat healthy, be more active, and if you have a fatty liver disease, do not ignore it. Do not think that okay, a doctor will treat it. Dietitians play a very, very important role. Diet is a very, very important factor in metabolic disorders, and the people who have like in 3-5 years just studying what to eat and what not to eat definitely know better than you what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. So stop considering yourself a genius. Contact your experts. You need both diet advice as well as a doctor. A doctor may take a back seat in metabolic disorders, and first comes your dietitian and your lifestyle modifications and your exercise coaches and everything. So as a doctor, my sincere advice would be please don't ignore fatty liver disease. You nib it in the bud only, otherwise it will create problems for you. And do not consider yourself a master of diets. It's my sincere advice to everybody. Don't consider yourself a master of advice. I don't consider myself as one. I don't know much about diet. It's a dietitian certified people. They are certified people. They have put in 5-7 years of their life just studying for diets. So get your expert opinions. They are the easiest way and they are the most effective way for management of these disorders. So I'll get back to Dr. Anupreksha. She can guide you better regarding the diet. She can give you some advice regarding diet in a fatty liver disease and metabolic syndromes. So Dr. Anupreksha, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Kanika. Wanted to know some symptoms. How can we find out the symptoms of this fatty liver? How a person can diagnose the symptoms?
Generally, like a kidney disease, chronic liver disease generally occurs in a fatty liver disease, which is generally asymptomatic. You generally don't get any symptoms. It is generally that we get an LFT for some other cause, or we get an ultrasound or something else for a pain abdomen or a renal stone, that we diagnose that you have a fatty liver, which is there. But other symptoms which can be there, they can be, if you know it goes to the stage of NASH or chronic liver disease, you can have easy fatigability, you can have the loss of appetite, you can have a loss of weight as well if you go into the stage of chronic liver disease. But I don't want that stage to be there. Once if you think you are at risk for a fatty liver disease, you're obese, you have a family history of chronic liver disease, you're a diabetic, you have a family history of lipidemia, which is there, then do not wait for symptoms to occur, because it is generally an asymptomatic condition. Like a kidney disease, once you have symptoms, you have already lost the battle. Okay. So don't wait for the symptoms. Okay. Generally, symptoms, some people can have dyspepsias, some people can have upper abdominal discomfort, which can be there. But they're very non-specific symptoms. So not very specific symptoms are there. So if you're at risk, get yourself screened and just get an LFT done. If your OTPT is raised, then you can go for an ultrasound or your hepatitis screenings. Monitor your blood sugars, keep a watch on your weight. That is what my advice is, because this is not a disorder which will show any symptom most of the times.
Okay, thank you so much. So in general, food that fights cells damage make it easier for our body to use insulin or lower the inflammation can help reverse the condition, I believe. So every body has its own bio-individuality. So these are the general guidelines that we can help you out. Hence, dietary and medical approach is very different for every individual. And initially, it can be treated with a well-balanced and customized diets only. So you need to lose weight if you are overweight or obese. Reduce the number of calories that you eat each day, or increase your physical activity in order to lose your weight. Secondly, exercise.
Just one point I'd like to make is that it's not only the number of calories, it is also where those calories come from.
Bilkul.
It's very, very important. Refined sugars, they convert into fructose. That fructose is very harmful for a fatty liver disease. So it's not only important, the number of calories is not what we are looking at. It's basically the quantity and the quality of calories is equally important.
It comprises all the nutrients basically.
Yeah. So you have to go by that guidelines that you don't need to consume more than 30% of fats. You don't need to consume more than 50% of carbohydrates. You need to take in 1 gram per kg of protein per day. So not only the number of calories, but also the source of calories. That's very, very important.
Exactly. The amount of nutrients, the quality of nutrients that we are taking, that matters a lot. So again, we need to control our diabetes levels, and your cholesterol levels need to be on a lower side, on minimum scale, and protect your liver as well. Last but not the least, coming to the dietary part, what we can do is start including your fish or seafoods if you are a non-vegetarian. Good amount of fruits, whole grains, nuts, and olive oil can be used, and other vegetables. The pulses need not to be ignored, and green tea can be taken, and coffee, it does contain good amount of antioxidants as well. So all your green leafy vegetables, all your pink, purple fruits and vegetables, all comprises of good amount of antioxidants. So start including them if you're not including on and off on a daily basis. So just do not eat right. Respect your body itself. It is the only place that you have to live in. So nourish your body well. And last but not the least, we'll be coming up with the next topic on the next Sunday. And don't forget to like and share. See you and bye-bye.